No one expected Caitríona Balfe to speak out. At least not like this, not after years of silence, subtle distancing, and carefully chosen words. When her statement appeared online, it spread at lightning speed, shaking an entire fandom that had grown accustomed to guessing, analyzing, and reading between lines. For so long, Katrina had been the calm one, the composed one, the person who avoided fueling drama. But this time, she broke her silence with a voice that was steady, unapologetic, and undeniably personal. People instantly knew. Something was different. Her message wasn't explosive in the way tabloids might have hoped. It wasn't angry or chaotic. Instead, it felt like a confession, a carefully released truth she had held inside for years. Katrina spoke about boundaries, misunderstandings, and the emotional weight of maintaining a friendship in the public eye. She hinted at difficult conversations left unfinished, and moments when silence felt safer than honesty. These weren't accusations, they were wounds, and fans could sense the pain beneath every sentence. As the statement continued, she acknowledged the strain that many had sensed but never confirmed. She admitted that the bond she shared with Sam had been incredibly meaningful, but also incredibly complicated. Their chemistry, adored by millions, came with pressure neither of them truly understood at the beginning. She described the intensity of working side by side for years, the expectation to always appear united, and the emotional cost of living under the microscope of a passionate fandom. Her words were measured, but heavy. For the first time, Katrina implied that the connection between them had changed long before the public noticed. She spoke of moments where they lost alignment, where conversations turned sharp, and where old comfort became unfamiliar tension. She didn't blame Sam. If anything, she seemed to blame the circumstances, the pace, the scrutiny, the expectations. But in acknowledging these truths, she revealed just how fragile things had become behind the scenes. It was the kind of honesty that left readers breathless. The fandom reacted instantly. Some felt heartbreak, convinced that the golden partnership they had cherished for nearly a decade was now tarnished beyond repair. Others expressed relief that Katrina had finally spoken her truth, a truth she had hidden behind professional smiles for too long. Social media split into intense debates. Was Sam at fault? Was she? Or were they both victims of an impossible situation? Screenshots, old interviews, and past award shows resurfaced as fans tried to piece together clues they had missed. One part of Katrina's statement stood out more than anything else. She mentioned a specific moment, left vague but unmistakably painful, where she realized the emotional bridge between them had fractured. "You cannot pretend forever," she wrote, a sentence that hit like a quiet bomb. No one knew what incident she referred to, but everyone speculated. Some believed it was tied to a behind-the-scenes disagreement. Others whispered about a personal boundary crossed. Whatever it was, that single line sent shockwaves through the community. Journalists jumped on the story within minutes, dissecting every word of her message. Headlines exploded across news sites. Caitríona Balfe breaks years of silence. Balfe hints at hidden conflict with Heughan. Truth behind the distance revealed. In less than an hour, her statement became the most discussed topic on multiple platforms. Outlander fans felt blindsided. Industry insiders claimed they weren't surprised. And skeptics demanded Sam respond immediately. The pressure mounted by the second. But the most electrifying moment came at the very end of her statement. She wrote that she hoped, one day, when emotions settle, he will understand why I needed to speak my truth. The he was obvious. Sam Heughan. And the implication was unmistakable. He would not be happy about this. Katrina's tone wasn't hostile, but there was an undercurrent of finality, a quiet acknowledgement of a line she knew she was crossing. She spoke because she had to, even if the consequences were unpredictable. And the consequences were immediate. Within minutes, sources close to Sam claimed he had seen the statement and that his reaction was far stronger than expected. Those words alone ignited a new wildfire of speculation. What did he say? Was he angry, hurt, shocked? The idea of Sam, usually calm, diplomatic, and measured, reacting explosively was something no one could imagine. Yet insiders insisted, "You've never seen him like this." The stage was set. Katrina had spoken her truth. And Sam's reaction was coming. Loud, emotional, and powerful enough to shake everyone watching. The moment Sam Heughan saw Katrina's statement, people around him said his entire expression changed. He wasn't calm, controlled, or diplomatic, traits he was known for after years in the public eye. Instead, he reacted with a sharp mixture of disbelief and hurt, a reaction so intense that even those closest to him were stunned. "This isn't fair," he reportedly said, the frustration unmistakable. That single sentence was enough to confirm what fans feared. Her words had hit him deeper than anyone imagined. When Sam finally addressed the situation publicly, it was clear he had reached an emotional breaking point of his own. His message appeared just hours after hers, but the tone was entirely different, raw, unfiltered, and driven by a sense of betrayal. He admitted he was blindsided, that he hadn't expected Katrina to reveal private conversations or emotional struggles that he believed should have remained between them. "Some truths," he wrote, "are meant to be handled privately, not turned into a spectacle." His disappointment was palpable. He went on to explain that their relationship had always been complex, but he insisted that it wasn't defined by the tension she described. He spoke about the years of trust, loyalty, and shared experience, emphasizing that they had navigated countless challenges together. His point wasn't to invalidate her feelings, but to highlight that what she presented was only one side of a deeply layered story. Sam admitted that they had drifted apart, but he pushed back against the idea that their bond had become hollow or strained beyond repair. His version of the truth carried its own emotional weight. The most explosive part of his response came when he referenced the moment she subtly mentioned, the moment fans had obsessed over within minutes of her statement. Sam didn't deny it happened, but he insisted it had been misunderstood. He claimed context had been lost and that the way she framed it made him appear cold or careless. "I made a mistake," he admitted, "but it wasn't the one people think." With that one line, speculation erupted like wildfire, creating a frenzy of theories about what the real issue had been. As fans dissected his words, battle lines hardened across the internet. Many rushed to defend Sam, arguing that he had every right to feel hurt and blindsided. They accused Katrina of breaking an unspoken pact, of airing private emotions that could only deepen the divide. Others, equally passionate, insisted that she had the right to speak her truth after years of carrying the emotional burden alone. Entire communities split, unfollowed, and blocked each other as the debate grew harsher by the hour. This was no longer just celebrity drama, it had become a cultural event. The press capitalized on every second of the chaos. Headlines erupted everywhere. Sam Heughan fires back. Heughan's reaction shocks fans. Balfe-Heughan fallout intensifies. Talk shows analyzed the statements line by line. Experts weighed in on what unspoken boundaries and emotional misalignment meant. The drama overshadowed movie promotions, TV premieres, and even political news. It became the conversation no one could escape. The once unshakable partnership between Sam and Katrina was now a global spectacle. Behind the publicity storm, however, Sam's message carried a quieter, more vulnerable truth. He acknowledged that he had been struggling emotionally for a long time but had chosen silence because he believed it protected both of them. He admitted he regretted moments where he withdrew instead of communicating. But he also insisted that conflict did not erase years of connection, nor did distance erase respect. "I never stopped caring," he wrote, a line that shattered the hearts of fans who still believed reconciliation was possible. By the end of his statement, Sam made it clear that Katrina's decision to speak created a turning point he couldn't ignore. He expressed sadness more than anger, and disappointment more than bitterness. He said he needed time to process, time to heal, time to understand what their relationship meant now that everything had been dragged into the open. He didn't close the door entirely, but he didn't leave it wide open either. His ambiguity created even more emotional turmoil for fans. The aftermath was immediate. Events they had both been scheduled to attend together were suddenly rearranged. Publicists scrambled to prevent them from crossing paths. Outlander's fandom, once united and joyful, fractured into competing camps. Even cast members remained unusually quiet, as though unsure which side they could safely acknowledge. The entire situation spiraled into something larger than either of them had intended, a storm crescendoing beyond control. And yet, despite all the chaos, Sam ended his message with a note that softened everything. He thanked Katrina for the years they shared, for the trust they built, and for the achievements they accomplished together. He acknowledged that speaking out took courage, even if he disagreed with the timing and the framing. His final words, "I hope we both find clarity in this," left the world hanging in emotional suspense. No one knew what would happen next. But one thing was certain. The reaction Sam unleashed had changed everything, and the fallout would echo far beyond this moment.